Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the July 1992 book by R.L. Stine, Goosebumps, Stay Out of the Basement. So I have very distinct memories of the TV episode of this. Very creepy. Very good concept, very good plot. So Margaret and Casey, brother and sister, they are in middle school. Their father was just fired from this university where he worked at, being a botanist, because of his mad scientist experiments and things, right? So now he brought the plant experiments home. So he uses the basement as this rainforest environment, high moisture content, very humid, very hot. That way his experiments can thrive, right? So their dad's starting to act funny, and he's starting to get leaves coming out of his head instead of hair. So he wears a Dodgers baseball cap. He's starting to bleed green out of his right hand. Like, things aren't making sense. So their mom has to go to Tucson, Arizona to help her sister, who has to have some surgery. She's in the hospital, whatever. So whilst they're dealing with her mom and aunt being in Arizona, the kids are trying to figure out what's up with dad. Why is he only, very quickly shutting them off? Majority of the time he's in the basement. Margaret's friend is coming over here and there. Things are strange with the dad. And then he acts even stranger. Margaret catches him eating plant food. She sees that his bed is filled with dirt and bugs and worms and stuff, right? So they keep going into the basement when they're not supposed to. They keep seeing these plants moving and moaning and groaning and all these things. And then their dad's old boss comes over and to check on the experiments just out of curiosity. And then the kids find his tie and his jacket and then his pants and his shoes, and they're like, well, obviously he didn't leave, so where did he go? So then finding things and finding a tied up father of theirs in a closet alongside Mr. Martinez, the ex-boss, they're like, well, what's going on? Then the mom comes home after the fake dad brings her back from the airport, and then there's a showdown with an axe. And it's a matter of who's the real dad and who's the clone dad. And how is it possible that the clone dad is a clone dad out of plant material? It explains that molecules got mixed and the plant dad was created and inadvertently and things, right? So a new type of plant was created where you can combine human molecules, human DNA, animal DNA into plants, so that way it could be an animal plant. Things, right? It's not fully explained, but we get a basic explanation. So then Margaret's got the axe, and she's like, which is my real dad? And then she realizes that, well, the fake one obviously is bleeding green, so whoever bleeds green is the fake one, and whoever bleeds red, that is the human. So she makes her brother grab a knife, and she stabs her father in the arm, one of the fathers, who calls her princess, not Margaret. So the nickname is the trigger in her. He bleeds red, and she gives him the axe, and then he slices the plant dad in two, and green goo goes everywhere, and, they all live happily ever after. He gets a job at the university now. His experiments move back there, and he plants some, salvageable plants that were not, demonic creatures in the backyard. But then, all of a sudden, Margaret goes to do something in the backyard at the very end, and she hears a plant saying to her, Margaret, it's me, I'm your real dad. And it's like, bum, bum, bum. So, is the real dad actually the real dad, even though he bled red? Bled red. Ooh, I like that. Not blood red, bled red. He bled red. Very quick, very creepy, very good concept. I remember the imagery, in the show. And like even on the VHS, I remember like the cover of the book is the VHS cover as well. So it's like very page to screen. I forgot how like accurate some of the shows were compared to the actual stories. I have to rewatch the series now. I watch them here and there. It's hard to talk about the series as a whole because each episode is different. Yes, it's in the same canon universe of Goosebumps, but it's different because each episode's its own story. So it's not like one directly leads into the next episode kind of a thing. So Stay Out of the Basement still holds its good creepy plant aspect. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.